Hello and welcome. Today's topic is the moment that Ross Coulthart released the information that he had incontrovertible evidence, proof, that the tic-tac UFO that David Fravor had seen, along with other pilots, was in fact Lockheed Martin technology. Now, I was a bit disappointed when I heard that, because for me, my default position effectively is that UFOs and their occupants are either interplanetary or interdimensional. But the more that I find out, the more that I think that these two things are actually interlinked. That maybe faster than light travel is in fact dimensional travel. Science will doubtless prove me right or wrong long after I'm dead. So I'm hoping this is the piece that I'm looking for.
The reason why I've said that Lockheed Martin was responsible for the 2004 tic-tac incident, highly controversially, by the way, there are a lot of people who've told me I should never have said it, and I don't think that's a healthy thing in the study of the UAP issue. If somebody can prove me wrong, prove me wrong. Very happy to hear it. It's always, I think, remotely possible that my sources, who are multiple and independent, they don't know each other, are telling me the wrong thing. I guess it's possible that there is some kind of massive psyop going on to disinform me. That's possible. I think extremely unlikely. But you can't say all tic-tacs are Lockheed Martin just because I'm saying that the 2004 tic-tac incident was a blue-on-blue, where Lockheed Martin was actually in some way testing its technology against a carrier fleet.
So that's a rather unflattering pause picture of Ross Coulthart, but we will continue. So he's got multiple sources telling him that the tic-tac UFO that David Fravor saw is Lockheed Martin technology. And I've since warmed to the idea, frankly, because it all ties into the whole thing that we retrieved as a species, if you like, downed UFOs, or as people on the inside seem to call them, gifted UFOs. They were offerings. What form that takes, who knows? And we've looked into the technology, and somehow we've managed to pick apart the technology and utilize it so that we're currently flying aircraft, unconventional, exotic aircraft, that was using, or rather that is using, alien technology we've managed to pick apart. Now, as I say, initially when he said that, I was kind of like, oh, really? It's kind of a letdown. But then I thought, well, let's look into it. And I looked into it. And of course, I'm not Ross Coulthart. I'm just some dude on the internet who is trying to piece together this mystery like so many others. I've been reading about UFOs for years. And the thing that I learned is that the further you look, the more questions you get. There are no answers to be had, not for mere mortals like us. And we'll touch on the elusive nature of these experiences in another video. But I was looking into it and I could find very little other than what is publicly out there, ostensibly being led by Ross Coulthart's comments. And I think his comments were not as poorly judged as I'd first thought. I think Ross Coulthart now is gone from just reporting on the UFO subject to actively participating in the UFO subject. I think he's saying things which may make it easier or more palatable for people who are currently in the shadows, as it were, to come forward and possibly give their testimony, edging us ever closer to the truth. But in furtherance of that effort, I suppose, there are people like myself who are just interested bystanders looking into it. So let's have a look at what David Fravor said he had seen. So he's off the coast of San Francisco, I believe. Do correct me if I'm wrong. And at first, he doesn't see the UFO. What catches his attention is, as he put it, a roiling in the sea, a wash in the middle of the ocean, which you wouldn't necessarily expect to be there. So as he's looking, he kind of, I think, angles the plane more favorably to the object that he's trying to perceive. And at that point, he understands visually there's an object in the middle of this roiling, this commotion in the surface of the ocean. And as he looks closer, he sees this object that looks like a tic-tac. He can see it, and it appears to be juddering either left and right or up and down as he's looking down on it. So there's a juddering motion going on, and you would think maybe that's potentially what's causing the roiling, the commotion in the ocean. So he maneuvers the plane to get a better look, and he says as he's looking further, he can see that it looks like a propane tank. It's big, it's white, there are no markings that he can see. But underneath there are, I think he says, 4 protrusions, odd-looking protrusions coming from the ship, like bent backward legs. Now, I think I watched a Ross Coulthart interview where he speculates that, he asks the question, what are these protrusions? Are they landing gear? What could they be? And that caught my attention because I thought, they look oddly familiar. And so I thought to myself, where else have I seen those? And who makes it? So here we have a series of images of the U2 spy plane, made, coincidentally, by Lockheed Martin. If we look closer at these pictures, and you look at the belly of the craft, directly under the domed sensor, you will see sensors that look like bent back legs. Now, I don't think for one second that is a coincidence based on what Ross Coulthart has said. There looks to me to be a direct technological link between the two. That the tic-tac craft itself is exotic, back-engineered technology that we are flying. But bolted onto that technology are a series of sensors that we would normally use to, well, who knows what they measure. But we're used to putting sensors on a flying kit, be they radar, temperature, wind. You ask any pilot, they've got all the instrumentation in front of them that's connected to bits of kit that are bolted to the outside of the plane. And that's what I think we're looking at here. So this, for me, is it smoking gun evidence? It's difficult to know, isn't it? But I certainly think that there's something else here to look at. And it will be interesting to see where people who look at this, who are more knowledgeable about aircraft than I am, decide to take the information, if anywhere at all. So, that's what I have for you today. A visual link between a UFO, man-made or otherwise, and Lockheed Martin. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like, subscribe, and share if you'd like. And until next time, bye-bye.